I'm Dr. Akhil Srivastav, and I welcome you all in the weekly weather discussion of India Meteorological Department. Today, 23rd July 2026, we will see how was the weather during past 1 week and what we expect in terms of weather in the coming next 2 weeks. If we talk about the main weather systems during past 1 week, then there was a low pressure area over northwest Bay of Bengal of North Odisha West Bengal coast that was seen as a well marked low pressure area over northwest Bay of Bengal and joining North Odisha on 16th of July. It weakened into a low pressure area again on over North Odisha and adjoining Jharkhand in the morning of 17th July, and then it became less marked on 18th of July. It led to isolated extremely heavy rainfall activity over Odisha on 16th and 17th July and Chhattisgarh on 17th and 18th of July. The monsoon trough was also north of its normal position, particularly western end of the monsoon trough during 16th to 19th of July, and it was near its normal position on 20th and 21st of July. It was south of its normal position on 22nd of July. During past week, western disturbance moved away on 17th of July, and then we saw two western disturbances in quick succession, which impacted the northwest part of the country. One during 17th to 19th of July, and other on 22nd, 23rd of July. There was also an upper air large scale cyclone circulation in the lower and mid tropospheric level, which lay sent over central parts of Madhya Pradesh in the morning of 22nd of July. It was seen to be gradually shifting westward to southeast Rajasthan and adjoining southwest Madhya Pradesh in the morning of 23rd of July. Under influence, a low pressure area has formed over the same region today evening, that is in evening of 23rd of July. This was also a prominent east-west shear zone, which was developed around 22° north latitude on July 22nd, and it slightly shifted and it came to 23° north latitude on July 23rd. It is seen from middle to upper levels from northeast Arabian Sea to Manipur on 23rd of July. There was further different multiple localized upper air cyclone circulations which formed over Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh during the week. There was also an upper air cyclone circulation which shifted between Assam, Nagaland, and neighboring area throughout this week. If we talk about the weather due to this particular system which was formed during past 1 week, then you can see on the left hand side satellite image where you can see, if you can consider the date wise situation, then after 20th onwards there was you can see a lot of cloud getting developed over eastern parts of the country and central parts of the country and also along the western parts of the country. So this led to large scale intense rainfall activity over these regions. If we talk in terms of the rainfall activity during past 1 week, that is from 16th of July to 23rd of July morning, then you can see particularly in this particular map, there was almost rainfall over every part of the country, leaving some regions in the western Rajasthan, in northeastern parts of the country, extreme north part of the country, and in the southern parts, particularly in the Tamil Nadu region. Also, extremely heavy rainfall activity was seen in the western Himalayan region. That is very heavy to very heavy rainfall activity. Western Himalayan region was also seen for Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, along with extremely heavy rainfall activity. Also in the North Odisha, North Chhattisgarh, due to a low pressure area, extremely heavy rainfall activity was seen. Also, there was a good amount of intense rainfall activity, extremely heavy rainfall activity, and exceptionally heavy rainfall activity over western parts of the country, particularly over South Gujarat, Konkan, and Ghat areas of Madhya Maharashtra. So if you see overall, there was a good rainfall activity during past 1 week. And on the left hand side, we can see the cloud picture also during the week, how the clouds development has taken place towards the second half or towards the end of the past week. If we try to understand the situation of rainfall over the country as a whole, then on the left hand side is showing the weekly rainfall statistics to 22nd of July, and on the right hand side is showing the seasonal rainfall, that is from 1st of June to 22nd of July. If you see the rainfall activity for the country as a whole, the weekly cumulative all India rainfall ending 22nd July in departure terms was -1%. That means the rainfall during past week, it was 1% below normal activity. And if we see in this map, you can see most parts of northwest India, also the central India, they were in normal to excess category. Jammu Kashmir, also some parts of East India, Northeast India was normal category. Odisha, Chhattisgarh, they all received rainfall in the excess category. If we talk about the seasonal rainfall, then the seasonal rainfall for the country as a whole was -19% on 22nd of July. And you can see mostly the northwest parts of the country, particularly Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, In the eastern parts, you can see Bihar, Jharkhand, eastern parts of Uttar Pradesh, northeastern India, and some parts of South Peninsular India was in the deficient category. If we can consider in terms of the figures, the number, volume in millimeters, then the country as a whole last week received -1% rainfall, less than the normal. So in normal, 67.3 millimeter of rainfall is expected during this period, against which country received 66.8 millimeter of rainfall. If we see particularly Northwest India, Central India received 10% excess rainfall, that is, it received 85.7 millimeter of rainfall against normal 77.8, and in Northwest India also received 5% above normal rainfall activity. However, South Peninsular India saw -26% rainfall deficiency, and East and Northeast India also saw deficient rainfall by 10%. For season as a whole, if we see Central India has the least deficiency, that is 9% below normal. Apart from that, the highest deficiency is in the East and Northeast India, that is -32%, followed by South Peninsular India by -26%. Overall, India as a whole is expected normally to receive 361.5 millimeter of rainfall during 1st June to 22nd of July. However, in this period, this particular year, 293.3 millimeter rainfall is received, that is -19%. Overall, if we want to understand the situation, then if we see the previous month, that is from 1st June to 30th of June, then -40% deficiency was there in the rainfall. That is, overall India received 99.5 millimeter of rainfall against 165.3 millimeter of rainfall. However, July has been comparatively better, and we have received for this particular July, from 1st July to 23rd of July, 203.6 millimeter of rainfall against the normal of 205.6 millimeter of rainfall. That is -1% departure. That is our roundabout normal rainfall has been observed in the month of July. Overall, for the season, it is -17%. Today, it is on 23rd of July. If you consider the data from 1st of June to 23rd of July 2026. If we talk about the forecast for next 2 weeks, then we are expecting, as the monsoon trough, the western parts is towards the southern part, south of its normal position. The eastern parts is towards the north of its normal position, and we are expecting that towards the end of the week, the monsoon trough will likely to move northward. Also, we are the low-level Somali jet. We are expecting it to be weaker in strength, and it's likely to prevail to the north of its normal position. So overall, if we consider the rainfall activity for the next 1 week, that is from 23rd to 29th of July, then we are expecting above normal rainfall with fairly widespread to widespread activity over Western India during the week, with heavy to very heavy rainfall activity, and after extremely heavy rainfall activity over Southeast Rajasthan, Gujarat region, North Konkan, North Madhya Maharashtra during the next 3 days, that is during the first half of the current week. Also, if we talk about the eastern parts of the country, then we are expecting fairly widespread to widespread rainfall activity with heavy to very heavy falls for most places of Northeast India and many places of East India during many days of the week. Fairly widespread to widespread rainfall activity with heavy to very heavy falls are likely over most places of Western Himalayan region during many days of the week. Also, scattered to fairly widespread rainfall activity with heavy rainfall is likely over some or many places of the Northwest India during the second half of the week, as the monsoon trough will move towards the northern side of its normal position. If we consider the country as a whole, then we are expecting that the rainfall is likely to be normal for next 2 days, and however, it will slightly reduce thereafter, and it will be below normal during the remaining days of the week. Overall, if we consider for the entire country, then the rainfall activity is likely to be normal to above normal over most parts of South Rajasthan, West and Central India, and many parts of East India. However, it is likely to be below normal over rest parts of the country during the week 1, that is between 23rd to 29th of July 2026. If we talk about week 2, that is from 30th July to 5th of August, then we are expecting light to moderate, fairly widespread to widespread rainfall over most parts of the Western Himalayan region during some or many days of the week. Also, isolated heavy to very heavy rainfall is likely over Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand during some days of the week 2, that is between 30th July to 5th of August. Light to moderate, fairly widespread to widespread rainfall is likely over Northeast and adjoining East India during the week. Isolated heavy to very heavy falls are also likely over Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Meghalaya, and Sikkim during some days of the week. Widespread rainfall with isolated heavy to very heavy falls are likely over coastal areas of Konkan and Goa, coastal Karnataka and Kerala during many days of the week. Scattered to fairly widespread rainfall with isolated heavy falls are also likely over remaining parts of the peninsular India during some days of the week 2, that is between 30th July to 5th of August. If we consider country as a whole, then we are expecting the rainfall activity is likely to be normal during the week 2, that is between 30th July to 5th of August. If we consider region wise, then overall rainfall is likely to be normal to above normal over most parts of South Peninsula India and many parts of East and Central India. However, it is likely to be below normal over remaining parts of the country during the next 2 weeks, that is between 30th July to 5th of August. If you consider the temperature scenario for next 2 weeks, then we are expecting that above normal maximum temperatures by 2 to 4 degrees centigrade are likely over some parts of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and over some parts northeast and south peninsula India during the week 1, that is from 23rd to 29th of July, and they're likely to 2 to 4 degrees centigrade above normal over many parts of plains of northwest India, East India, and over northeast India during many days of the week 2, that is between 30th July to 5th of August. Minimum temperatures are likely to be near normal during the next 2 weeks, and no probability of heat wave and warm night conditions are likely over any part of the country during the next 2 weeks. With respect to cyclogenesis, if we talk about next 2 weeks, then considering various large environmental features, climatology, and model guidance, it inferred that no likelihood of cyclogenesis, that is formation of a depression, is provided during the next 2 weeks. That means no cyclogenesis or system with depression or higher intensity is expected during next 2 weeks. However, a fresh upper cyclocirculation is likely to form over northwest Bay of Bengal around 25th of July, and under its influence, a low pressure area is likely to form over the same region around 26th of July, and it is likely to move nearly northwestwards across North Odisha, adjoining Gangetic West Bengal, Jharkhand, North Chhattisgarh, and adjoining East Madhya Pradesh and Southeast Uttar Pradesh during the subsequent 3 to 4 days. This is for this week's. We will meet again with similar kind of information next week. Till then, have a good time. Namaskar. Jai Hind.